Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Larry here again for the Leoy channel. Today's video, I want to talk about a continuation of a video I made about healthcare and fitness on how there's a disconnect. Physical therapy is great. All right, we have schooling for that. That's very intense, very full of educational knowledge. I lost track of the word that I was thinking of, but and it's not easy. It's quite difficult. It's like med school. It's not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. Ton of stuff to learn and how to deal with. Now, unfortunately, when they get out of school, physical therapy practices are limited by insurance. All right, we know this. But now let's talk about a pseudo athlete. They tweak their knee, whether playing basketball on the weekend with their friends or at a gym or like doing an intense motion, and the knee just it's injured, right? It doesn't require surgery, but possibly some ligament strain going on there. Fast forward to go to the doctor, go to can't really find anything structurally wrong with it, so let's do physical therapy. Okay, physical therapy is designed to strengthen and repair. But like I said, it is limited by the insurance company, so there are certain modalities that can be done. So you have a client who's active. Let's just say he's a father of two, so he's active with the kids. He works out regularly during the week and plays basketball and or jogs, with a group on the weekends. Now with this knee injury, can't do any of that stuff. Everything hurts. So he goes to physical therapy, 3 sessions a week, 4 weeks. So he got his 12 sessions. And they have him doing the standard protocol for knees, leg extensions, light leg extensions, banded work, some stretching, maybe some little bit of massage. And the pain is gone away. Now, however, when this particular individual tries to go back to the gym, knee hurts again. Wants to play basketball with his friends, but he's not sure because his knee feel like it kind of gives out every time he wants to do a sidestep. So he's like, oh my God, I can never do this ever again. So he goes back to physical therapy and they do the same things again, and nothing's really getting better. Now, does this client just stop all this physical activity that he's been doing? No, he wants to get back to it. He wants to play with his kids, wants to hit the gym again 3 to 4 times a week, wants to play basketball or go jogging on the weekends. He wants to get back to all of this. So why is the knee doing this? Basically, the disconnect is that the knee was cleared, right? Cleared as far as there's no further injury. There's no swelling, there's no ligamentous damage, there's no tears, there's no muscle issues, no damage to the joint structure. So physically the knee is fine. So that gets check. Medically cleared, good to go. But it wasn't trained, or it wasn't rebuilt, theoretically, for the way that the client lives. See, this is where the disconnect is. Medically, boom, everything was done, knee is cleared. But compared to the client's lifestyle, it wasn't rebuilt for that. It wasn't trained for that. The therapy did not account for the individual's lifestyle. So now this person has to change their lifestyle to accommodate a weak knee? No. Why don't we just get the knee stronger to get back to the lifestyle that the client was having? And this is where the disconnect is. And this also goes with a lot of the assessments that fitness professionals do as well, is we don't take into consideration the capacity or the lifestyle of the individual. How much stuff do they have on their plate? Their stress levels, work, do they have a physically demanding job? And then they still want to exercise afterwards. Do they have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids that they have to take care of. So other than the stress level, there's the physical aspect of doing that. Do they get enough sleep, which is the most important thing? And then are they eating enough? Are they eating well to, fuel the activities that they want to do? We don't ask these questions. We just say, oh, how are you feeling today? We don't ask, okay, what's your level of stress? Because that could change from one training session to the next. And I've said this before, where if I train somebody every Monday and Thursday, they come in Monday after a long weekend, not in the greatest shape, but we get through it. So I alter the workout and we get through it. But before every session, how are you feeling? What's going on? How did you sleep? Did you eat? Oh, you're stressed out? Why are you stressed out? Oh, your mom's sick? Oh, shit, sorry. Um, let's talk about how that's making you feel. Yeah, it sounds more like a therapy session, but the way they feel and their emotions will affect how their body moves, how their posture is, and how their body performs. So all these things we have to ask. And the client I mentioned before with the knee is those things were never addressed. They did standard protocol for knee injury. They didn't look into the client's life. So they built it up to the point where it could handle stuff, but not for long periods of time. So as basically it was every time this person would go to the gym and try to work out, their knee would hurt, they would have to take a step back. So it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But the knee was medically cleared. So why is this happening? Because if it's too much load on the knee, too much resistance, too much weight, too much, we're exceeding capacity of that knee, and there's no control over it because they have nothing left and they're spent. That's where you get re-injuries and setbacks. So we strengthen the knee to be medically cleared, but then when they go back to doing what they were doing, it's too much load, not enough control, and you're getting setbacks. So they weren't taught how to handle the change in resistance from the knee injury till now. They were just taught on how to do minor things to help strengthen stuff up. So the brain wasn't aware of this is what I need to do because it didn't do it. Therapy didn't do it. Gave him a 3-pound ankle weight, maybe an 80-pound leg press, double leg press, but that's it. Maybe some wall squats, but there's not a lot of load there over a time period to help the body to learn how to control that load. That's the disconnect. Again, we have to be very careful with clients on the fitness side of it. We want them to exercise without pain. We want them to move with as little pain and discomfort as possible. I said in another video that statistics are showing that in the near future, almost all members of a gym, I believe it was up to 90%, have some musculoskeletal injury. That's going to be like everyone in the gym is going to be hurt because of the way we live. And we're not training for the way we live. We're training for a life that we think we have or a life that we want to have. We're not training for the current one that we do have. So I like to say train hard, live strong. But your level of hard will be different than everybody else's because that's based on you, your lifestyle, and what you can handle. So we have to kind of like get these different jobs and these different professions on the same page, right? Too much load, too little control, you can have a lot of setbacks. Let's relearn how to do everything. All right, that's enough for today. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like and subscribe button so I can continue making videos for you guys because I like doing it. And also, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or even ideas, suggestions for videos, drop them in the comments. Let me know, okay? I want to know what else to do for you guys. Education. Education is important. All See you later.